Well, Nick, I hate to do it because he's your guy. He's my guy, too. But number 5, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, Patrick Mahomes. What creates duress? What creates pressure? Expectations. And when you come into the league in your first year as a starter, you throw 50 touchdowns, win the MVP. And in your second year in the league, you win the Super Bowl. And in your third year in the league, you get back to the Super Bowl. That creates expectations. Jordan-esque, GOAT potential, words and phrases that I and others, including yourself, have uttered. And now the pressure is on. It's getting tougher and tougher on our guy, Patrick Mahomes, to get back to the Super Bowl and win it. Now, you're right. Doesn't have to win 7 like Brady. But how about 3 or 4? And let's start with 2.
Sure.
But the AFC is getting tougher. And not only the AFC, but his own division. Denver is loading up. And obviously the Chargers, all they needed was some defense and some better play calling on 4th down. And I think they're going to get both because they definitely have improved the defense this free agency season. So the duress, the pressure is on Patrick Mahomes because it got a lot tougher in that AFC West. At number 4, let's go to America's pastime. Fernando Tatis Jr. All right, look, after the longest lockout in MLB history, he shows up to spring training with a broken wrist. And to add insult to injury, we think, the indications are, we don't know for sure, we'll probably never know for sure, but we think he injured it in a motorcycle accident in his native Dominican Republic. And so now he's going to miss the next 3 months after he has surgery, and the Padres Wilds are all in. They were all in last year, they're all in this year, finally, and now their best player is hurt. The guy that should be the face of the league. He's got everything he needs, except he's had trouble staying healthy. Now 3 of his first 4 seasons, he's been hindered by injuries. At number 3, let's go to the bench. Doc Rivers. All right, Here's the thing. When Doc was hired in Philly, the hope was that he'd get them a championship. But when they traded for James Harden, the expectation became that they would win a championship. Big difference between hope and expectation. And that's what they are expecting now in Philly is a title. Doc, last year, you get beat by a clearly inferior Atlanta team in the playoffs. And so this year is on. We know Doc's blown a lot of leads in the playoffs, 3-1 leads, more than anybody in NBA history. And it's to the point now where they don't blow more big leads during the regular season than other teams. But every time they lose a lead, people say, oh, there's Doc Rivers again. Can't hold a lead in the 4th quarter because people are expecting more now. And so Mark Stein, the great reporter for the NBA, he said that Mike D'Antoni could be on Daryl Morey's, on his radar. And so if it doesn't work out, if they don't have a great run in the postseason, I think Doc could be on that hot seat. All right, at number 2, Aaron Rodgers. Congratulations, Aaron Rodgers, on the 3-year, $150 million deal. My goodness, wow. That's awesome. But here's the problem. Now your superstar wide receiver, Devontae Adams, is upset. Not with you, but he's upset because they franchised him in Green Bay. He has said he will not play on the franchise tag next season, and he turned down an offer that reportedly would have paid him $23 million a year because he wants to be the highest paid receiver in the league, which I get. DeAndre Hopkins making $27 million a year. So they are way apart on this. Now, I would imagine that this gets done. Why bring back Aaron Rodgers if you're going to lose Devontae Adams? However, if it doesn't, guys, rightly or wrongly, the perception will be that Aaron Rodgers took all the money and didn't leave any for his guy that he called his best teammate ever, the best player he's ever played with. So this is big. They got to get Devontae back for many reasons for Aaron Rodgers. All right, at number 1, we all know Baker Mayfield. All right, look.
Oh, wow.
His team is openly, publicly courting someone else. And Baker didn't handle it well. I think he was immature and premature, as I said yesterday. And he seemed to verify with his tweet of surrender. That's what I'm calling it. A tweet of surrender. I don't want to compete. They want somebody else. My heart is broken. My feelings are hurt. All right. After his tweet of surrender, Chris Mortensen of ESPN comes out and says, the Browns want an adult in the room. Okay, they want an adult in their quarterback room. What a shot. But I think Baker unfortunately verified it earlier with that tweet of surrender. So the pressure's on. We'll see where he goes next. It doesn't seem like it's going to be Cleveland anymore. We'll see where he goes, but he's got to prove it. Not only will he be in a new place, but he doesn't have that long-term contract extension either. So Baker will be under major league duress next season.
Brew, 1 through 4 is outstanding. Diverse group. You got a coach, you got a baseball player, got a couple football players. It's a great job. You almost nailed it because number 5 is a quarterback that once had a baseball background who won a Super Bowl in year 2 and went to a Super Bowl in year 3. But it's not Patrick Mahomes. It's Russell Wilson. You know why? Because as my good friend Bomani Jones once upon a time used to say, listen to me now, believe me later on. Listen to me now about Russell Wilson, and then believe me when his own organization, the one he delivered a Super Bowl, throws so much shade at him, I needed to put sunglasses on reading the statement from my house in New York. I was like, oh my God. Jody Allen with the Flames. While Russell made it clear he wanted this change, we're grateful, blah, blah, blah. We're looking forward to what? Everyone being fully engaged. Oh, the implication that Russ was maybe more interested in being Mr. Unlimited Publicity than Mr. Unlimited Film Study, as Wilds would say. But that wasn't it. Now Pete Carroll, who was, just a guy, just a coach, great at USC, not great in the pros. Does Pete Carroll add to the shade? Russ's desire in doing something different. He chimes in. What about John Schneider, who his single greatest moment as GM was drafting Russ in the 3rd round, when it became evident that Russell was interested in playing elsewhere? Oh, so everyone's on the same page that Russ forced this. And if that's not enough, the GM, the head coach, and the owner throwing shade, the PR team, thank you to one of the best Seahawks quarterbacks in franchise history. One of?
Seahawks Twitter.
I mean, everybody. But this does not feel to me, Wilds, like a team that is just so mutual. Sad. Mr. Unlimited camera time is gone. It doesn't seem like a team that is just heartbroken that he's out the door. I've been trying to tell you guys this. Oh, Nick, you just don't like him. Okay. Well, that's the owner, the GM, the head coach, and the PR team all throwing shade at Russell Wilson. That's some duress. That's some duress, Wilds.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to be. When they're 4-13 next year, they're going to be more under duress. Like, maybe we should have saved those sarcastic tweets. Okay, just like Nick, I too am dripping in objectivity. I'm not necessarily under duress because I'm about to talk about the Patriots. But I understand that the Patriots could be under duress. So, for my addition to the list, I am adding the most high-profile acquisition of the offseason to America's team. His name? Joe Judge. Oh, Wilds, why haven't the Patriots gone after some of the several high-profile free agents out there? Well, we've got Joe Judge. That's why we made a big acquisition to bring back the fun and the sternness. It's like Belichick with roller skating and Joe Judge in the slip and slide. And I know people might say, well, Wilds, you're not at all concerned that at one point you were atop of the AFC, not the whole entire AFC, and then lost 3 of your next 4 games, and then went into a playoff game where the Buffalo Bills scored 7 consecutive touchdowns, and then lost your offensive coordinator and your best player, defensive player, J.C. Jackson, went to the Chargers, and most of your offensive line. You're not concerned at all about that? And I would say no. And they say, wow, so you're not concerned at all that the Bills, who manhandled you all year besides our windswept running game, added Von Miller and O.J. Howard? And I would say no. I am not concerned at all. But I understand that there is concern. But, Broussard, am I personally concerned? No. No, I am as steady as a ship, my friend. Look at this hand, not shaking whatsoever. I'm not nervous. We got it all under control. Don't worry about it. We won 3 Super Bowls prior to the iPhone being invented. We're fine. Everything is great. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the Patriots. All good. Nothing to worry about.
All right, let me address both of these. Nick, 2 words for you about Russell Wilson and from the Seahawks perspective. Sour grapes. That's all they are, sour grapes. I remember when I was in 7th grade, I dated a girl named Marsha Malfitano or something like that, Marsha. And I broke up with her. And you know what he didn't like talking on the phone anyway. He didn't like talking on the phone. He didn't like doing this or that. So sour grapes, they making stuff up because Mr. Unlimited is out of there. And so that is all that is. They're going to miss him when he's gone. Trust me. All right. For you, Wilds, you know what? The Bills are shoring things up. We saw they got Von Miller, and the Patriots just keep losing offensive linemen. One to Tom Brady, in fact. I would put the pressure, though, on Bill Belichick. How about Bill Belichick?
What?
You know, let's see. I think the pressure's on him other than your obsessed assistant coach you're obsessed with, Joe Judge.
Obsessed with? You're talking about your 7th grade girlfriend, buddy.
Yeah, Wilds. Can I just defend those 7th grade Chris Broussard? Man, back in the day, to make the phone call, you had to plug in that thing. You had to say, operator, please connect me to. That was a pain in the ass, man.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.